person at a time, one thought at a time. It is that angel on one shoulder and that devil on the other. And it's that eternal fight going on in our psyches. It doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to go down this road. This country has never been perfect, but it's been the best example of human liberty in all of recorded civilization. And because we were reaching for something better and something truly wholesome, we have become the enemy of every parasite and every criminal and every individual who harbors the dark energies of Satan. And you're all tied together in your wickedness. You work together as an unseen hand. It's a spirit. You're clicking. You click. And you will forever be enemies of those of us that love the goodness, because we don't click. Now, a lot of you have been brought into evil, and through peer pressure, you've gone along with it. You've been manipulated into it. You know that in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, you want to move away from that black sunshine, that dark silver light of evil, and you want to move back towards God, that all-encompassing, warm, loving light that makes you feel totally fulfilled and strong and gives you a wisdom that spans the deepest corners of creation. If you could ever experience true goodness, you would never have a desire to run headlong towards evil. It is so fulfilling to be on a journey trying to be a better person. It's the heart. It's that you want to be good, and you want to change, and you want to see. You have to want to understand. You have to let God's discernment into your life. I'm going to stop preaching here. And I'm going to come back and get into the Moscow bombings. This great woman who stood up against the government child kidnapping rings, clearly murdered with her husband, state senator from Georgia, the CNN piece, and a lot more. Stay with us. I know in my gut that they murdered former state senator Nancy Schafer. She was shot in the back, her husband in the chest. That's not how people murder suicide. The media lied and said, oh, it was a suicide pact. Her husband had cancer. Her daughter said that's not true. And she was really investigating and working on CPS getting bounties for certain children. They literally go out grocery shopping for your children. I just can't stand all these sickening, disgusting people and all these hitmen and all these murderers and all these people that get off on what they do, and just the government controllers that blew up the World Trade Centers in front of everybody. And I've got this Reuters article where they admit the U.S. is protecting the poppy fields and doesn't want to destroy them. That's Reuters. Again, 6 months ago or so, I heard BBC admit what I already knew. I was driving down the road listening to BBC on XM, and they were just announcing that, oh, well, they don't eradicate the poppies because then the farmers would turn to the Taliban. It was the Taliban that was destroying it. One group of the Taliban, the more modern Taliban, the non-CIA Taliban. I mean, they openly grow the opium, and opium's illegal in the U.S. because they want to keep the price up. I mean, this is all elementary. And they're making close to $500 million globally off heroin every year. It's 500 billion heroin, cocaine in the U.S. alone. And they ship the stuff in, and they make it look cool. The media pushes it like it's cool, and while at the same time attacking it to make it look like it's the radical thing to do. So you'll use it. I mean, it's just a joke. It's all a sick joke. The government openly, I'm going to cover that story later. I mean, look at this. Indictment. Militia members sought to levy war against U.S. in 3 states. Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio. 4 states now. That they were going to, quote, levy war. And you can't believe a word of what the government says. Because they've been caught so many times that the leader, it will end up, in every case we've seen, is a government agent. And then challenge people. You're not a Christian. You're not a man unless you do this. And it's got the quotes in here where they reportedly in the affidavit said that their goal was to go out and kill a cop at a traffic stop, and then when more cops came, ambush them. What did I say a year ago and then every week since then? I said they're going, when Mayak report came out, when we got the Mayak report, I said they are going to stage attacks on police on the roadways. It's a perfect way to cover it up, perfect way to stage it, to then demonize any pro-Second Amendment or anti-New World Order groups. They're going to kill cops. I mean, it's elementary. Because I can go into the mindset of the enemy. I've studied him so much, and that's the worst part about this, is that I have to constantly focus on these people. And when you stare into the abyss, they say, watch out, you may become the abyss. When you dance with the devil doesn't change, he changes you. It hasn't changed who I am at my core, but I have to think like these people. I have to know it's horrible. I'm in the mind of these people constantly. And I couldn't do it without God's help. God help me. Just help me.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
Hello, this is Alex Jones with some important questions. If you're going into a battle and they give you a rifle and a sidearm, how much ammunition do you want? My answer would be all I can get. In the battle for freedom and the lives of your loved ones, food is your only ammunition. How much do you want? When do you want it? Now or after the battle starts? When will you need it? Can you buy it without proper identification? Will there be any food? Will it make your children sick? If there's a quarantine and you can't feed yourself, will you go to the gathering center and be immunized? You wipe out all these problems if you have a good food supply. Food is your ammunition to fight for your freedom and your life. How much will you need? We don't know. How much do you want? All you can get. I'm Alex Jones. I want all of you good guys to live to fight another day. Call 1-800-409-5633 or check it out on the web at efoodsdirect.com. Again, that number, 1-800-409-5633.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I know that most of you don't tune in to hear me wax philosophic. So I'm just going to cover this from end to end when we start the next segment per topic. I'm going to get into the CNN piece and my anger at them Friday and why I did what I did, because, well, I'll explain that in the next segment. Then I'll get into the militia situation, the setups. This only confirms everything we knew was already going to happen. And I'll break that down. The horrible murder, and the evidence is overwhelming out of the gates. They gunned them down in their house, Shot her in the back, shot him in the chest. This is maybe 1 out of 50 people from what I've seen over the years tries to commit suicide, shoot themselves in the chest. People shoot themselves in the head, ladies and gentlemen. Especially professionals. Sometimes you get white trash in people. Shoot themselves, say, with a 30-06 in the stomach. I know somebody did that. A drunken idiot. Didn't kill him. But no, professional, white-collar people especially, they shoot themselves in the head. And they certainly don't shoot their wife in the back. She was about to come out with big info. She tried to get a hold of us months ago about it. That's what I mean. It's a